Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. In this episode, we're going to continue to have a look at the ongoing situation taking place inside of Kazakhstan and talk about that a little bit. Again, we're starting to see, or we have seen, the deployment now of about 2,500 Russian troops, mainly from the 45th Spetsnaz Brigade of the Russian Airborne Forces, and we've also seen additional assets from the Russian Airborne Forces deploying to sensitive areas inside of Kazakhstan, mainly the Almaty International Airport and other areas that the Russian government deems sensitive. And I wanted to talk about why we're seeing this and what we're kind of really seeing taking place. So obviously we know that from the mainstream media there was a rise in gas prices, and that started the massive unrest that we've seen in Kazakhstan. Now, with that being said, there is some other issues that are taking place inside of Kazakhstan in conjunction with some of these massive, in some cases violent protests that we've seen in the country. Now, we've also seen the deployment of very of somewhat organized forces. Now, are they domestic forces located in Kazakhstan, or could they be from someplace else? Is it possible? Who could be orchestrating what is happening inside of Kazakhstan? Well, I for one couldn't tell you. I really have no idea. We can only assume what is happening. But with that being said, obviously the Russian government has decided to respond, and I think that response that we're seeing is not so much to deploy these forces to take part in kinetic operations inside of Kazakhstan. I believe that these forces are designed to send a message to the armed forces and other law enforcement agencies inside of Kazakhstan, such as, again, the ground forces, the National Guard, the state security services, the Air Force, the border protection forces. Again, I believe that the deployment of these forces from Russia, from Belarus, from Tajikistan, are designed to, again, send a message to the armed forces of Kazakhstan to basically say, hey, you need to stay loyal to the existing government and you need to do your job. And initially, it appeared that was not happening. Now, who knows? Was there a transfer of money to certain high-ranking officials inside of Kazakhstan to stand down? I don't know who would have sent that kind of money and who has that kind of disposable income to send that kind of money, but obviously it's quite possible that may have happened. Now, with that being said, again, it kind of circles back to the deployment of those Russian forces. And again, we here at MFAM at least believe on the surface that those Russian forces are simply really designed to prop up the government in Kazakhstan, and more importantly, to send a message to those security agencies in Kazakhstan that they're going to have to support the government, or they're going to be facing the full weight and power of the Russian armed forces, and then additional allied forces as well. So I think if there were internal Kazakhstan forces, i.e. in the ground forces, the National Guard, that were wavering, that were on the fence, and in some cases jumping over to the anti-government forces, then it's possible that that would have stopped those efforts in terms of the rapid deployment of Russian forces to Kazakhstan. Again, it would appear to be more of a message to the state security apparatus within Kazakhstan to stay loyal, do your job, and unfortunately, it led to some fairly significant violence throughout southern Kazakhstan, as we continue to see. But again, it would appear to be that the rebellion, the revolution, whatever you want to call it, is being brutally put down at this moment, and they are not holding back any type of armed assets at their disposal, meaning the Kazakhstan armed forces. But again, it's interesting to see, especially in terms of some of the anti-government activities that we've seen, some of the hallmarks, i.e. beheadings. Where does that come from? Where does that sound familiar? No, I'm not going to do that again. But anyway, you get the idea. We'll continue to watch and see what happens, and we'll have more to come shortly as we monitor the situation. Have a good day, everybody.